Oh, online happy hour. Hey, hey, hey. What's good up in this piece, good people? What's happening? How you doing? Salutations. Let's have some fun tonight, shall we? It is your life coach, your host, the author, and the good man of the hour, Andy Brown, giving that to you another good Thursday right here on the online happy hour. Shout out to all my folks who are out there wearing sweaters and shorts. Don't quite understand that behavior, but if you must, I mean, you must. I get it. I don't, but whatever. So listen, this is going to be another wonderful broadcast. I'm excited about the momentum that's being picked up here. Tell your family members, tell your friends, jump in on this thing, man. Get live, get real. I think we're gonna have some fun. I know we're gonna have some fun. We may have a few special guests chime in. It's just how we do up in here, man. Shout out to my sister Olivia, who's chiming in. Shout out to all my folks who are getting in on this, man. Share the link, share the love. Let's get down and get to it. And let's do what this thing is, man. Each and every Thursday, we get down 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, living vicariously through you. I raised my drink. I took my cup. Because tonight's going to be one of those nights. As you know, the show gets better and better and better each week. This show, like all the others previously before, is brought to you by Feline Couture. Feline Couture, which is a clothing boutique and cosmetic brand based out of Atlanta, Georgia. For all things luxury and the ultimate in fashion persona, visit felinecouture.com. Again, felinecouture.com. Check it out, y'all. You must check out the game. You must check out the essence. Follow your boy on many social media platforms, which includes this one right here, Andy Brown Speaks on Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube page at iLifeRadio.com. I'm switching that up because some of y'all getting confused going to somebody else's profile and asking them to bring you on. And it's just it ain't working out. So we're going to flip the game, turn the narrative over. Hit us up in the box, man. Tell us what y'all doing while you watch the show. We want to know what people are involved in while they're actively participating and listening to us go in on this particular topic. Last week, the ladies tried to hit me across the head, and I'm here for it, man. I understand my role in the assignment. But I'm here for all of it. I catch it all and I bring it all. And not only do I do that for myself, but there's a lovely lady that joins me each and every week, and she's been down for the ride, putting in some good work, putting in some time, and dropping some knowledge to the people out here. If you don't know her by now, you are definitely going to understand who she is before the show is over. One of the baddest chicks in social media, making her way in the game. D Major, the owner and I guess the co-owner, if you will, the superstar of the ultimate brand of SugarBabyCo.com is on the online happy hour. What's going on, lady? Cheers to you.
Hello, everyone.
I like the color scheme today. Is that turquoise?
The turquoise, yes.
Right
yes.
on. I dig it. Got the sweater, nice and warm, right?
Yes, because it's cold in here, and I don't want to turn on the heat yet. So.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, we're going to talk about that and dive off into it. There's a lot of reasons why people are doing the same in similar situations. So for those who don't know about Sugar Baby Co., drop some game and some insight for the people who need to know a little bit more about what you're doing.
SugarBabyCo.com is an online retail shop that was founded by my daughter and myself. We sell all things from apparel from athleisure to resort wear. So please check us out, SugarBabyCo.com, and follow us on IG at sugarbaby.company.
Right on. Let's get with it, man. I got a special surprise for you. I hope they are able to chime in and get in on this one. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So talking about sweaters, right? There is something that's going on that touched a nerve with me in different conversations that were around. Yeah, it's going to go down today. And before we even do that, I got to get the disclaimer out there. Thoughts and ideas displayed today on the online happy hour do not reflect those who have negative comments, negative feedback, and looking to downplay what we're doing here on this platform. But what it does reflect are those who are willing to put in the work, give good energy, give good resources, talk about things that matter, and also find resolution into the goals that we're putting out and putting forward. So without further ado, because of what we are in right now, you're wearing the sweaters, the season has changed. people are colder, but they want to stay warm, and they're going about it in many different ways. And we're going to talk about that. Cuffing season. I don't cuff with you. Yeah. This is what we're talking about, folks. And cuffing season is real. Some people said, well, what is cuffing season exactly? Is that really a thing? Yes. Social media has put it together. Our culture has put it together, if you will. And there's many different things that are involved in that. So, D, when you hear cuffing season, what comes to mind to you?
It's the name for the holiday season mating festivities.
Word. It has a lot to do with, let me just be general about this and be 100. So cuffing season is when people are single, right? Mostly single. They're looking for that new boo or that new thing to warm up with. And, the weather outside is frightful, but they haven't lit the fireplace, right? They haven't cut the heat on, but they want to keep their bodies warm. They want to be around energy, not necessarily good energy, but they want to be around energy that's going to give back to them. And most of the times, because of the weather, because of the season, because of where we are, cuffing season tends to happen during, what is that? The Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Zodiac, some of my Zodiac folks that are out there, around that time of year. This time, per se, right? Our daylight savings time switches up on Sunday. It gets a little darker earlier. They don't want to be alone at night, whatever the case may be. So they're going to be in a sense of a state of aloneness, not loneliness per se, but aloneness. Okay. So we'll talk about some things that kind of line up with what cuffing season is, what it brings. And you tell me if it makes sense to be with somebody during these times. Tell me, hey, I cuff with that. Or, I ain't cuffing with that. Just kind of let me know your take. I got the fellas who want to chime in a little bit later, but they want to hear. They told me they want to hear what the ladies have to say first. Why? I don't know. Timid. Sometimes guys get camera shy, or some just have some other things they want to do and knock out first, and then come here later because we're working.
It's because they're cuffing.
Oh, could be. Could very well be. So let's talk about that. Cuffing season. Let me just throw some examples out there, and my folks who are lining up, if you're in the chat room or you're on our social media platform, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, talk to us about some of the things that make sense for cuffing season on your side. So let me just throw this out there to you. So you let me know, D, if this is something that you cuff with or something you like, nah, I'm not cuffing with that. So here's an example. First one I'm going to throw out there is you just met someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want to romanticize you and get to know you, but they say all the right things, but they never really show up. It's text message only. No voice calls, right? Canceled dates here and there, but they have interest. But it's cuffing season. They want to get to know more about you. What are we doing?
Next.
Not cuffing with that?
No. I think I certainly wouldn't make myself available. It would have to be, I was just so bored in a moment and they called and I just had nothing better to do.
Really? Okay.
But otherwise, no, I wouldn't even, someone like that would be so far off my radar. It would be horrible.
Okay. So look, we can talk about that. And what I look at is on this side of the scope, like you said, maybe that person is busy. They got other things going on. They're probably cuffing with somebody else, or they just may be in a whole different relationship altogether.
Yeah, but it's cuffing season. So cuffing season is such a, like, it's surface level, right? So I wouldn't even take the time to put thought into it. I wouldn't even take the time to give considerations, because even giving considerations and allowances is giving it energy. And if it's cuffing season, it's not really something you're giving energy to. It's just a matter of convenience for a period of time. And it's kind of like what women sometimes call the dick in the glass jar. You just break it
Ah,
out in cases of emergency. So I just, someone like that, I mean, I wouldn't even think about them. It just really would be a person of convenience, you know,
mhm.
whenever I needed to be convened. I don't know.
Convenient. So we gonna use that as a word tonight. All right.
Yeah, I'm just making up stuff. Yeah.
So talking about that, I don't cuff with you. Different things we're going to talk about, and we're talking about the inclusion, right? You have people who are, because they're in single, they've been single for quite some time, right? Whatever it may be, 5 years, 5 months, 5 days. It just happens to be now they're available. But they feel as if, in a conversation with you over a short period of time, maybe a week has passed by, they feel now that you are the one. Oh my God, you brought a new spark to them, and things are turning around in a whole different light simply because they met you now. The ones that say, I'm looking for my soulmate, and they finally found it in their 40s.
I can see that happening though, because
Okay.
the thing about cuffing season is it is the holiday season. It is the season of giving. It's you're spending a lot of time with your family. You know, cuffing season is kind of weird post COVID though, because people have kind of cuffed for 2 straight years because of the pandemic. But historically, it's the time that you spend a lot of time indoors. So you really get close to somebody. And so it is possible that you could get really, really close and, end up, going from cuffing season into full on life mate, after the fact. But I think, what's important is, as I always preach, communication, because, how many people are in a cuffuationship, and they have,
Relationship.
like, they have no idea that they're in one because the other party has not disclosed, or they're assuming that the other person understands that. So I think the danger of cuffing season is uh, blurred lines, people
Mhm.
not understanding if they're actually in a cuffing relationship, and also when the cuffing relationship has an oops, and next thing you know, you have a little present wrapped in the package for 9 months, and now your cuffing relationship has now become a lifetime obligation to someone. So
Mm-mm.
they can be very precarious times.
Yeah. The stats have also shown July through October are the busiest birth months, with August typically being the highest number of babies being born. So if you are cuffing right about now, and put it together like this: if you yourself have an August birthday, ladies and gentlemen, you probably were a part of some cuffing that happened during these months. So
I
don't.
am definitely the end result of a cuffing session. Well, actually no, because my parents were married, but you get my point. They weren't cuffing; they were married.
Mm,
But
I
I
get
am
it.
a holiday baby.
Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. Listen, um, my son's mother told me at one point in time, we're right after the Bayou Classic. Totally get it. Hey, things happen, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. She came back to me and said, "Yeah, I get it. I get it. No question, no doubts in my mind." So, yeah, moving on. I don't cuff with you. So you cuff with them if they're gonna do it like that, right? You're
So
comfortable in that atmosphere. If they want to get to know you and they feel as if you're their new soulmate, you're comfortable with that. You cuff with them.
if they think I'm their soulmate,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm more inclined to cuff in a relationship than I am to cuff in a situationship. So
Okay. Okay. Dig it. Dig it. Relationship. We're talking about this now, folks. We're getting off into the real. Hit us up in the chat room. Hit us up on the pages. Let us know what you think about this particular topic, because this is going to be some real shit. I know some of y'all are going through this right now. So let's dive off into it. We're talking about family in this. I don't cuff with you. So you just met someone roughly about this time of year. You haven't really had a chance to get to know them, but they want to get to know you and they want you to know them. And they're going to now bring along, hey, this is my mother, this is my father, these are my children. I want you to spend time with them and get to know them as well around this newness that we have because I feel you are the one. So they're going to bring the full package to you up front and on display. You cuffing with that?
Ooh, that's a slippery slope. Because I'm a natural skeptic, I might be a little skeptical to think that maybe just kind of like the energy of the holidays, has them acting a little different than maybe they would normally act. And
But how do you know?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
that's my point is I would tread carefully, especially if it's someone I just met, whether it's cuffing season or not. Now, I say that knowing that grown people should know what they want, and it shouldn't take you a really long time to figure out what you want. But
Yes.
I also don't think you should go from 0 to 100, nigga, real quick. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I don't. So I really would have to read the energy. That's a situation that it's kind of like, you know, it's case by case, and you just have to really feel that, get the energy off that person. I mean, the good thing about that though is, a lot of times, especially women, when we're coming into relationships, we're very suspicious and all of that. So if a guy just out the gate really wants to involve you in his extended life, he wants to involve you with his children or his family, he wants to bring you around all his friends and stuff like that. I mean, to me, that's a really good sign. I mean, because I think guys are not as quick to do that as women are. So I think if a guy is doing that for a lady, she may take that as an indication that he may really be serious about her. On the other hand, a lady doing that, I don't know. Some women are very, very reserved about their close inner circle, but others, they want to throw you out there into the Shark Tank early on because they're vetting you. They're trying to see if their circle accepts you, how you mesh, before they get more attached. So it's really a toss up for me.
Okay. For me, I can say I cuff with that. And here's why I cuff with that. Because if you want me to get to know you, I want to get to know the elements that are around you that make you you, right? I want to know how you interact with your mother, your parents, right? How do you talk to your parents as an adult, right? Are you talking back to them? Are you snappy with them? Are you still in a respectful yes ma'am, yes sir type environment, or are you just yeah mom, or you cussing around? I just want to know what you're doing to give me a better way to evaluate who I'm connecting to, right? If you're okay with me interacting and seeing your children, because I believe, and this is just me, people could be different. I believe that the children are going to tell you up front what kind of vibe you've been bringing, what kind of vibe you bring around mom and dad, or the atmosphere. They've seen something, whether it's something like you or something not like you, but the energy that you're around is going to say, hey, well, I can deal with this one, or is that just like the other ones? Some situations will tell you that, regardless of the age, regardless if they're 2 months, 2 years old, 22 years old, that energy. Some people say, well, your kids really don't, interact with you so much. They have their own life. Some say my children are my world. You get to see that full dynamic, so you know what you're getting into, what you're involving yourself with. So I cuff with that. I'm good with the family. Whether it's cuffing season or not, I'm totally inclusive with the family. I'm cool with mine. I'd like for you to be cool with my family. So yeah, I totally get that. I cuff with that. I'm all good.
I could only do that if the communication was clear, that the person was like seriously interested, seriously looking at long-term potential and not cuffing, because cuffing to me really implies temporary situation. And so you know, cuffing seems, I mean, literally cuffing season, it's seasonal. And, you know,
Yeah.
unless, you know, the entire agenda of the interaction between the two people was long-term oriented, I
Mhm.
don't see the point in bringing somebody around your family or your children or anything like that, because I just feel like that sends the wrong message, especially if there are kids involved. You know, I wouldn't bring a guy I was dating around my kids unless I was serious that, you know, this person will probably be in my child's life. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to. I very rarely would bring a boyfriend around my kids, and also around my parents, because I kind of feel like my parents are sacred grounds. They're
Completely.
literally the
Yeah.
core. I mean, my children and my parents are literally the core of me as a person, and
Yeah.
everything that is me is kind of like rooted somehow in these beings. And so I feel like they're precious temples, and you know, I don't want to it's not even about the person that I'm with, it's about my parents and my children. I don't want to create situations of distrust
Completely.
in me and my decision making by bringing every Tom, Dick, and Harry around them. I kind of want my parents to know that if I bring somebody around them, this is potentially a future member of your family. So now the vetting process starts. And I wouldn't, and especially with my mother, the vetting process, it ain't no joke.
Mine's pretty tough.
Better be a real motherfucking gangster to deal with that one.
I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. We're talking about cuffing season, folks. I don't cuff with you. Um, or maybe I do. Because some people, they cuff with you. They cuff with you. They want to get to know you. They want to be around you. And let's talk about this. So uh we can dive off into one that just kind of sparks the etiquette, if you will. Someone who maybe a peer or colleague may have dated in the past, not necessarily a good friend, a longtime friend, but you know them based on them being involved with somebody else. You cuffing with that?
So dating somebody that an associate, not like a close friend, but an
Yeah,
associate previously dated.
yeah, because that's how you know them. Oh, I know they used to date such and such, but I don't really know them like that. But I kind of had my eye on you, and they wanted to get to know you now that that relationship is gone over. So they say, you cuffing
Sounds
with
like
that?
sounds like an Usher song.
Yeah.
You know, that's happened to me before, and I
Oh,
thought it was a little creepy,
oh,
but um
oh,
I guess I don't really see anything too really wrong with it. I
okay.
mean, you know, I mean, it's not like, you know, if the person was your like a friend's significant other, then I would
Mhm.
say no. Um, if it was somebody that maybe a friend just hooked up with, that's a gray area. If it's somebody that you weren't really friends with, and then you're kind of running into their ex flame, I don't really think you owe anybody anything. You know, you're all adults, and, you know, do you. But if it was a good friend of mine, I might have some, even if that good friend of mine just slept with that person. I don't know. I don't want anybody's seconds. Like, that sounds, I mean, it's just gross to me. So I'm not inclined to do it. But if it's some person that I'm just like, say if it's a coworker's ex or something, and I'm not really close to that coworker, maybe we're
Yeah,
just like in the same department or something, I don't think I would put that
not a
much
big deal.
stock into it. I
Mm.
don't think I would care that much.
Okay. No, no, totally get it. Totally get it. Totally get it. 'Cause it's like that sometimes. And um, for me, I might cuff with that because you don't know what actually happened with that situation. You weren't there. You don't really know them. It's not like y'all are gonna be hanging out and being in the same areas. So, you just never know. There's some type of similarity that went on in that spot. Is it going to be a long term thing? Well, that's what your season with that person is to determine and really understand to figure that out. So you got to either give it a shot or not. But I may do that.
I
Don't
mean,
really know if
I
I'm
know
holding the breath.
I remember once I met two guys at the same time. They were friends. They
Hmm.
both approached me almost like a competition. They both approached me at the same time. And uh, I honestly was intrigued by both of them. So my girlfriend was like, you should give them both your phone number, which I did it in front of the other. So it wasn't like it was a secret or anything like that. And I went on dates with each one of them. I like was testing to see, which one do I like more. And it actually was consequently during cuffing season. So, I mean, I had two cuff mates or whatever. And then I started to like one more than the other. But it started to actually affect their friendship because they both actually liked me, and I, started to have more of an actual deeper interest in in one of them over the other. So I actually just backed away from both because I just really didn't want to be that girl, and I really wasn't in a headspace to be committed to anybody or anything like that. I just really was in full cuff mode. So
Okay.
just backed off. And then just friends with both of them.
Okay. Man, the fellas were just about to chime in. I saw them jump in, I saw them jump out, and that's okay. We can get them back on. I see you fellas sending me text messages and whatnot. The folks are loving it. They love the honesty, and I appreciate the text message y'all are giving us. They love the honesty here. This is the online happy hour. Myself and D Major are talking about this. We're talking about cuffing season. I don't cuff with you. And some of the things that are involved with cuffing, who we want to cuff with, and those behaviors. So let's dive off into this and kind of keep the party going, shall we?
Yes. We shall.
Cuffing season. I don't cuff with you. You know what? This tends to happen on a repeated basis from people. And whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, folks, you have to be able to discern this for yourself. Sometimes we're on the phone and having good dialogue with people, and we may hear an echo in the background or silence or grunt. Not quite sure what that is, but sometimes you have to ask, are you in the bathroom? And they could be on the toilet flatulating liquids and releasing some earlier dinners and getting rid of some things that they just don't need to contain anymore.
It's called mute.
It's called mute? Or is it necessarily you just don't have to talk right now? Talk to me. What about that?
That is, let me tell you something. There are still some formalities that go into cuffing season, and nobody should be exposed to your bodily functions unless you have an extremely intimate relationship with that person. Otherwise, I would say that's a no-go. That's borderline rude. It's gross, and I don't want to know your bodily functions like that. I don't want to hear all that. I'd rather you just call me back. At least put on mute, something. But that to me is so unsexy. I promise you we're not cuffing. If I hear you boo-booing, we're not cuffing. I'm so turned off and appalled and repulsed.
It's not for you. But they're letting you, they're getting to know you and get to know all about you.
Look, everybody knows that as a human being, we all do things that are unsightly to relieve ourselves. And that's all great. But I don't have to know you that intimately in the cuffing stage of a relationship. Maybe in the actual relationship, cohabitation and all that stuff, maybe, but
No, that's a no-go for you.
Yeah,
if there's the grunting in the background, because ladies, y'all are different. Sometimes you're in there for whatever reason. For the fellas, most of us, it's the shit, shower, and shave. And if you catch us doing that at any point in time, the sound effects will dictate what's going on. You frowned up on that, because it happens.
And then I start to visualize, what does it smell like, and just
visualizing the smell.
I start thinking about it, ugh, what is that? Ugh, I don't know. I have an overactive imagination, so I would go too far with it, and I couldn't do it.
No, I get it. Hey man, this is Real Talk tonight. I saw some fellas chime in, man, but they stepped on out. I wanted this gentleman to give us some insight.
This is one of our most tame, calm conversations. So
Oh,
I can't imagine anybody would be intimidated by this one.
because you know what? They're probably doing this shit right now. And
Hello.
part of the reason why is because you folks, my Bible readers out there, I know you're out there, and everything that all you should get understanding. So understand that being on the toilet isn't for everybody. That's not some kind of conversation you got to have right now. You don't have to do it. You don't have to bring your family members around all these people and to introduce somebody to you. You don't have to tell everybody that's your soulmate upon each meeting that you have with a new person.
See, you and I, it almost seems like we put different interpretations on cuffing season because it seems like you just think of cuffing season as just a space in the year, and it, like a period in time, a season, actually, a season that really has nothing to do with the level of relationship that you have with somebody. Whereas me, I actually see cuffing season as a level of relationship, that occurs typically during a period of time in the year where people who are, traditionally, independent people just don't want to feel lonely during the holidays. So they kind of get a boo to, because the holidays is a very heavy dating season.
Yes,
it's when it's the most cozy, the most sexy. You have Christmas, you have, that's when everybody comes home. And so people are going out and partying because everybody's getting together. People have traveled home and you get to see old friends and stuff like that. You don't want to show up alone. You want a hottie, a baddie on your arm. You want that kiss at the stroke of midnight on New Year's, so, but it's really just a situationship. It's like somebody to keep your bed warm, somebody to have fun with, but it's not necessarily somebody that you have a long-term agenda towards, because not to detract from that person, but really just because you're doing you right now. You're doing the single life right now. And so you get a cuff buddy. So for me, it's like, it's a cuff buddy that you get during this period of the year. And you're not looking at this person in a long-term way. So
well,
I interpret it
right? You want this person around because, like, those holidays, you get those good feelings and the sweet essence of cinnamon and sugar and cookies and baked things all around you, and like you want that other person around for those type of things, especially meeting the family. Really, remember the memes that went out there about people? Hey, I can rent a date, bring this person around for for Thanksgiving to be $50 if I gotta eat dinner with these folks, or I gotta get to know them and tell some old jokes. People are doing that. I mean, it's a meme, but there's some lonely motherfuckers out there who are really doing this because they just don't want to be by themselves. And these are some of the things that they get to know.
Or they don't want to be bothered by people. Like if you have a family that puts pressure on you to get married and have kids and stuff like that, you kind of it's like a Lifetime movie special. You bring a rent a boyfriend home or something to get people off your back.
Yeah, that part. So it's something that I know people have to really understand, because if you're putting up with this up front, is this really a sign of what you're going to be involved with down the road? I mean, you got to talk about that, because what are you really going to do, folks? You got the holidays, you got people who are, and this is one thing that I wanted to bring this up about cuffing season, is it's kind of a one-off situation, but gift giving. You just met somebody. You really don't know them that long. Are you in a position to exchange gifts with somebody? Like, really?
I think so. I mean, gosh, if you can exchange, Secret Santa with a coworker, I don't see anything wrong with giving somebody a small gift. I don't think it should be a high value gift or anything like that, but I don't see anything wrong with giving somebody.
What does that mean, a high value gift? Let's talk about that. What does that mean exactly?
Like if somebody were my man, I would put thought into their gift. I would think about what they need, or maybe what I know they want, and my, I'm going to make more accommodations budget wise. There may be more than one gift involved. I may put some special thought in how I present the gift, stuff like that. But
Mm.
with just a cuff buddy, it just, it might be just like a bottle of wine, just something that just says, hey, I appreciate your energy, not, because I mean, it's still the holiday season, and, you know, usually it's the season that you are in the spirit of giving, and you do give gifts to people that may not even be super close to you, like your coworkers or something like that. So I don't see anything super wrong with it, just, so long as you're an adult about any situation you're in and you communicate yourself well, and people understand your intentions towards them, I
Yeah.
think anything goes. I think when things become a problem is when people lie and manipulate situations. And that's
Mm.
when, you start hurting people's feelings. I mean, if you want a cuff buddy, or what I like to call a dick in a glass jar, you're honest about it, and everybody understands their role in the situation. We're adults, do you? But if you know that one party is looking for that person they're dating with purpose, and you're just looking for a cuff buddy,
Mhm.
and you don't make those intentions clear, then I think that's a really low life person, be it a male or a female. I just think it's really effed up to do that to somebody.
I dig it. I understand that. Cuffing season. I don't cuff with you. Gift giving. Yeah, pretty much. Um, here's a lot of what goes on with that. We're talking about, giving gifts and being around people. We have a lot of pet lovers out there, right?
Hmm.
And oh yeah, I'm talking about this one. There are some people who do have pets in the home. Uh, so what about the ones who are having pets not only in the home but sleeping in bed with them?
So
Wait a minute.
I
Wait a minute. What was the face? What was the face? What is that
Oh,
about?
sorry.
What was
So
the,
I know people that are pet lovers,
Mhm,
and treat their pets like children.
mhm.
Um,
You
I
cuffing with
don't
that?
know, huh?
You cuffing with that? Hmm? Huh? What?
If it's somebody,
Ah! Say it. Tell the truth.
if
I'm about
it's
to put my
somebody
hands over
who
this. Say it
is
again.
like, it depends on your house. Honestly, if I walk into somebody's house and I can smell your pet before I see your pet, you're non-cuffable, because you're nasty. You don't keep a clean house. Your pet's not well trained. If I see pet hair everywhere, stuff like that. So I look at the hygiene factor. I'm a little OCD. I'm not super OCD. I'm probably the least OCD in my family because I have a lot of OCD people, but I don't like pets in the kitchen. I don't like pets in the bed. I don't
Hmm.
like, I don't like, especially like if you have cats step in litter boxes and then they get in your bed and they're sitting on your pillows and stuff. They just stepped in their own piss and shit. Like, that's nasty. Dogs usually do it outside, they come in, but still, I don't want, dogs. It's bad enough human slob on the pillow. Like, I don't want Fido's slob on the pillow, and dog hair everywhere and dog smells all over me. But if you have a well-trained pet, you're definitely the alpha of your pet. Your pet knows its place and doesn't have free range of the house, then yeah, I can cuff with that person. But I just, you know, I just, I don't think everything belongs everywhere. So it's just certain, yeah, it's really, I really will just look at the person's hygiene.
Hmm.
But I'm not likely to cuff with somebody who say like lets their dog lick them in the mouth. I'm not cuffing.
Oh,
Not cuffing.
no.
Can't do it.
No. This
Not
folks
doing it. And
see.
I really don't like those people who like treat, I love animals. I really love animals. but I really do not like people who humanize animals. That annoys me. Like I just think that's weird. I don't. It's
What's-
not my cup of tea. So I'm usually not compatible with that kind of person.
What do you mean humanize? Like dress them?
I don't mind dressing them, but even that's torture. Like to me, already an animal in captivity is already it's just torture. And I mean, I know we domesticate certain animals and blah blah blah, but you know, I just don't like people who like I see people in my neighborhood who walk their dog in a stroller. Like the fucking dog's not even walking. The dog's in a goddamn stroller. Or I'll see people in a store carrying with like a baby carrot, like the baby strap on, and you think it's a baby in there and it's a fucking dog, you know, or who like, you know, I just think that's stupid. I mean, I understand people who have support animals and I'm all for that. I'm all for that, but I don't like it when like you refer to yourself as, you know, oh, give mommy a kiss, and you know the dog's all licking. I'm not with it. I'm not with it.
Oh God. Okay.
Like, I just think that's nasty. I dated a guy in high school. It was the first time I really like paid attention to it because, you know, in high school I was new to the whole making out thing, and I was dating this guy in high school, and we went to the park and he brought his Doberman with him, and I just thought this guy was so fine. I was like a good girl, you know, so all I was doing was kissing the guy, but I just thought he was so sexy. And he had a lollipop in his mouth, and he took it out and stuck it in his dog's mouth. And his mouth. My skin melted off because I was just like, I just kissed him. Like I was just so done. I was like, that was the end. That was the end. I was so disgusted. And I just couldn't even, I was over it. I was done. So no, like your dog is your pet, your cat is your pet. Take care of your pet, treat it well, even love it. It is not your child, it is not a human being. If you treat it like that, I think you're a little mentally off and you're probably not my kind of person. Like I can be friends with you, but I'm not cuffing with you. Hell to the hell no.
Oh my God. I know somebody who did that.
That's disgusting. And I still like that. I play that memory like a nightmare. The fucking lollipop. Like I just deep throated with this guy. Like, you know, like I'm sitting here tasting the sugar off the lollipop. You know what I mean? Stuck it in freaking.
Oh Lord.
You know, and I'm like, ugh. I mean, just so disgusting.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I just cannot stand it. I cannot stand it. My sister does that. She treats her dog like it's her baby. Like the dog is all in her bed. The dog, and what's so bad is my sister does it so bad that her dog, I believe, truly believes it's a human. Like her dog cries, her dog whines, her dog throws temper tantrum, her dog gets into stuff, her dog talks back. She has trained this dog to believe it's a human. And I just think she's crazy. I'll be on FaceTime with her and the dog will be like, and she'll talk to the dog like one of her kids, like, no, sit down. Mommy said no. You know, like, you psycho. What's wrong with that? I can't.
Oh my God. My face is hurting. I'm a pet lover myself. He doesn't.
My sister makes her dog gourmet meals every day. She cooks for the dog, probably more than she cooks for her kids. She actually cooks for the dog. The dog don't eat like store-bought dog food. Can't roll with it.
That's love. Oh my God. I don't cuff with you, and I guess I understand why. Some of these pets out here can just turn a relationship totally 180.
So what about you? What about you? You have a dog. Yeah, you have a dog.
Yes, I do. He has his own area. He has his own bed. He does his thing, right? But he knows my dog's name is Duke. Duke knows the bed is not for you, right? The couch, he tried that shit once before. Motherfucker came on the side of the couch when I was gone and came back, and he was on the couch like with the remote and a fucking beer. And I was like, no, this isn't the space. You have a bed, you got a kennel, all that's over there is yours. Everything 3 feet and above is mine. You're good down here, and it's okay. But no couch for you. Damn sure no bed for you, because you got your bed. I don't sleep in your bed, so you don't come sleep in my bed.
Yeah.
I find myself vacuuming every week, because he's half boxer, so he has to shake, and it irks me every time he does that. So we've had some rain here the past few days, and it's pissed me off to the light, because I know when I bring him back in, I gotta spray him down, I gotta put the little oatmeal spray on him, and I gotta wipe him down, get the paws and all that. So we spend about a good 20-30 minutes in the garage before he even comes back upstairs, because you got to get the wet dog essence. Even if I don't smell it, it's the fact of knowing that you stepped in something wet and you had a paw print on the step, and I'm a carpet. No, I'm a carpet. Love you, dude.
I had a girlfriend that treats her dogs like they're her kids and cats. She has dogs and cats, and I hooked her up on a blind like date with a guy, and the guy really liked her. Upon first meeting, he thought she was attractive, thought she had everything going for herself, and they went on like one day. Then after that, he ghosted her, and she never understood why. Of course, he told me why, and the reason why was because upon entry to her house, for one, she had a dog that had like a bit of a leaking, like a tinkling problem, like would just kind of like pee, like just like when dog would get nervous and pee on the carpet and stuff. So the house smelled just profoundly of animal, the house. And the dog slept in the bed, and he was just totally turned off, so he ghosted her. And as the friend, when she kind of was talking about him just kind of going dark, on her, I didn't have the heart to tell her that's why, because I knew why, because he told me, why he would have ran the full gambit with her if it weren't for, the housekeeping skills and the way that she was with the pets. It was just a profound turn off to him. And I understood, because it's a big turn off for me, so.
She did.
And I love pets. If you have a pet, I am not discriminating against somebody who has a pet. I just don't like when you go so far as the pets in the bed, the pets, all in the kitchen. You have cats on your countertops in your kitchen where you prepare food, stuff like that. That's nasty. Can't fool with it. Can't do it. There's a lady at work I refer to. There are ladies that I've worked with that have cats. I know about it, and I won't eat their food. On food days when they bring food, I won't eat it. I call them cat hair cupcakes. I'm not fooling with it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No.
I know you got a bunch of pets in your house. I'm not eating your stuff. I ain't doing it.
Do that. People got to understand this. Listen, if you're just now tuning in, yes, this is some hilarious shit because people are doing it. The reasons we don't cuff with you is because you do stuff like this. Pet lovers out there, you got to beware. You got to watch yourself. Don't let your pets in the kitchen. Mine, he barely goes because his bowl is right there on the edge. So he don't eat like he does on the regular because it's like in the way. He's like, hey, it's in the kitchen. I don't know if I should be in there. Totally get it. So it's what we do. I don't cuff with you if you're doing that. If you got too much, even though I do have a pet myself, no, I'm not cuffing with that. I just can't. I can't. And one thing that brings the season, when we wrap the show up on this one right here, I hope y'all are having a good time. We got to talk about this because this is very important. It does happen. Cuffing season, right? 'Tis the season of giving. 'Tis the season of love and giving gifts and stuff like that. But now we get that person that just met you, right? And it's just for that little short run. And now it's like, hey, babe, I really enjoy spending time with you, and things are going good for us, and I'm really glad you let me in your space. We get to know each other. Let me borrow $20 to the mall. Cuffing season, people that ask to borrow money. Yeah.
Hell no. Let me tell you, hell to the hell to the hell no. Okay. Especially if I don't know you like that. No. Now, if you're somebody I know and I have a close relationship with and you need a couple dollars or whatever, that's different. But if you're somebody that I don't know that well, you're my cuff buddy.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know, I'm not, no, don't ask me for money. I'm not going to ask you for money. This is a low expectation situationship. The only
say that one more time for the people who are just not tuning in. What now?
This is a low expectation situationship, a cuff buddy, and with a cuff buddy, the only expectation I'm seeking is instant gratification in regards to companionship and perhaps physical pleasure, and that's it. You're not boo, you're not bae. I'm not giving you, money. And honestly, if you're boo and bae, you know, giving money, it's a different energy, a different situation. I have a guy that I've known him for a really long time. I went to high school with him, but I'm not close to this person. I just went to high school with this person, but this person has always said over the years that they really like me, that they're a really good man, and I just need to give him a shot, and I need to do this and I need to do that, right? And he can't figure out, I mean, and literally, like, he's probably putting something in my inbox right now, so common, so frequently says, give me a shot, give me the, never understood why I won't give him a shot. Well, first of all, you got multiple baby mamas, so you're a no cuff zone. Like you're anti-cuff written all over you. You're definitely anti future man. I don't want to be with the man with multiple baby mamas. It's already bad enough to deal with a baby mama, but to deal with multiple women, no. And then the other problem is, I mean, I don't mind if a guy makes less money than me. That's not really the problem if he's a hardworking guy and he is, taking care of business. But dude, the fact that you would even ask a woman that's not your woman for a couple dollars tells me a lot about you. And this motherfucker don't even like call you on the phone and say, hey, maybe I lost my wallet or something. Like this motherfucker will send you a freaking cash request. You know how you can like send somebody a cash request?
Oh, without even saying anything?
And stuff. Yeah, we'll just send you a cash request for like $20. Oh. Like, and I'm so off, always left on read, this person. Actually, now I don't even read the messages, I just ignore. But I'm just like, really? Like, I've never even kissed you. You've just told me that you like me. He's actually gone as far as to say he's in love with me and just feels like I'm his queen and he just really wants his shot. And I'm sitting here thinking, shot at what? Because you have nothing to offer me. Nothing. Dude, nothing. You need to go get yourself a sugar mama. So, he will never get his shot. You're just sending me a unprovoked Cash App request. Are you fucking crazy? No. So yeah. So that is cuff all day long. You are a temporary person. You're a cuff buddy, however you want to call it, a fuck buddy, a dick in a glass jar, whatever. You're not my man, because if you're my man, I would understand the context by which maybe I'm giving you money for something, and it's going to be a very legitimate context. It's not going to be some, you just need $20 type stuff. We're talking, it's different kind of conversation with my man. But a dude asking me for money and you're not my man and we don't have a solid established partnership relationship, dead in the water.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't cuffing with that either because women do it too. And I hate that y'all ladies go through that, but I've heard the stories. I've heard the war stories, but ladies do it too. You know, how you doing, sweetheart? Oh, I'm all right. It's just, just a little late on that rent, but God gonna work it out. Fuck, God gonna work it out. You talking about me and my God? No. Keep on praying, keep on doing what you gotta do, because I don't live there, and you had that lease before you even met me in this season, so figure it out.
I mean, not saying you can't like for example, if you go on a date, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't always assume that the guy has to pay.
Okay.
So I'm not that chick. I'm not conventional in that way. I'm conventional in some ways, but that's not one. I know I'm kind of weird and I have like a weird thing, but after 3 dates, I'll pay for your date. I don't know why. I just have some benchmark in my mind. If he takes me on a date 3 times, after the 3rd time, I don't feel any type of internal conflict to pay for a date with the guy. So I don't know why, but so like, I don't mind that. I'll pay for a date with a cuff buddy. That's not giving him money. That's something that we're both partaking in and we're enjoying each other's company. And I think we both should contribute to that. I wouldn't want somebody to interact with me at a loss, and I don't want to, I don't want to feel like I owe anybody anything. So, I don't mind kind of like a mutual ground with certain things like that. If somebody's my man, though, most likely somebody that's my man and taking the time to build a relationship with me has probably done a lot of shit for me. So when he needs me for something, if he needs me to give him a couple bucks, or he needs a help with something or whatever, I feel like that's my man, and I should, if I can help him, I should help him. If I can't help him, I can't. But if I can, I should, because he's probably done a lot for me. That's why he's my man. So I just think that's like the normal ebb and flow of a relationship. But, I don't think there's anything wrong with like buying your cuff buddy, like I said, a low value gift, or paying for a date with a cuff buddy or doing something like that. I don't see a lot of harm in it. But if it's, they don't have their shiz together and they need you to help them, that's a no-go.
I'm digging this, man. I think we have kind of laid out a pretty good solid foundation of what to look for, what to avoid, and a few things in between that you had to make your own proper decisions on. So you've heard from our experiences, folks, about how we deal with certain things, and I hope you got some good insight out of this to help you better understand what this cuffing season is going to do, whether it's going to lead to a long-term situation, whether it's just a short-term situation until it gets warm again.
Well, you better strap it up if you want it to be short term.
Even so, yes. Even so. With some proper package.
Strap it the hell up.
Yeah.
Put a bow on it.
Bow, tied in a knot, slingshot, sling it, and yeah. Gotta do it. D, anything else that you that stood out to you in this particular topic before we wrap it up? No pun intended.
I just say, just look, any situationship that you're going into, be it a committed relationship or a cuff buddy, be clear. There's nothing wrong with dating. There's nothing wrong with playing the field, so long as you're not playing dirty. So that's all I say, is just be clear about your agenda and always give the other person the respect to allow them the right to make a choice for themselves, what they're willing to engage into and what they're not willing to engage into. Because when you lie to somebody, you take their right of choice away, and that makes you a fucked up human being. So do not lie. Do not be selfish. Tell the goddamn truth. And there's plenty of fish in the sea out here. So if you lie, if you tell one that you're not looking for anything serious, the next one might be okay with that. So leave that person alone and don't put miles on that person's heart and damage them because you're a selfish piece of crap. And that goes to the ladies or the men.
Righteous. Definitely thank you for giving your insight and giving some time tonight. As always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for making time, and we'll see you next week. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is a great discussion. I hope you all got some good insight out of this. It's the holiday season. It is getting cold out there. Please stay protected. Please stay wrapped up. And at the same time, man, please continue to share, spread the love, spread the warmth, because as always, you make the show what it is. So if you got some good game out of this particular broadcast, please do us a wonderful favor, man. Log in to the channel, subscribe to the page, share the link with a friend, and as always, continue to show some love, give some weight, give some game, because you are the reason we do what we do. Without saying further ado, I want to say thank you for making time for the show. This is the Online Happy Hour. Tell a family member that you love them. My cousins, my uncles, my friends, make it home safe. God bless you. Good night. And this is your main man, Andy Brown, saying, I holla until next time, right here on the Online Happy Hour. Peace. And I'm gone. Yeah.